We're in Springfield as the Southeast Spartans take on the Sacred Heart-Griffin Cyclones. SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital, starts now.
You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital on CW23.
Good evening and welcome to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. We're at Sacred Heart-Griffin tonight, where the Cyclones will take on the Southeast Spartans in a Central State 8 matchup. This is week 9 of the regular season. Hard to believe. Paul Wapple, Adam Anderson. Hard to believe that this is the last regular season game of the year.
Yeah, it's very bittersweet. You know, it is a week 9, the end of the year. It's also going to be the final regular season game for SHG head coach Ken Leonard, and that's bringing kind of a wealth of emotions around the area. He means so much to the game of football, but they've got a big matchup tonight if they want to win the Central State 8 Conference outright.
What do you see as the keys to tonight's game? SEFCU is your key to getting a new home loan.
First off, for SHG, like I said, you have to stay focused. Southeast is a very good football team. Record-wise, might not show that, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people, a lot of people coming around the game tonight. Stay focused. Ken Leonard's not going to let him forget the task at hand. For Southeast, it's just you got to have some fun. You're in week 9. Season hasn't gone the way you wanted it to. You got to go out there and have some fun, play some football. Remember why you're out here playing football. Coach Lauber will have the Spartans ready to go tonight.
All right, sounds good. And we're going to check in with our sideline reporter for tonight, ABC News Channel 20's Alessandra Pontbriand. She has the Brant Professional Agriculture field conditions. Alessandra?
Well, Paul and Adam, it is an absolutely amazing night here at Sacred Heart-Griffin tonight. 70 degrees at the end of October. I cannot believe it. Well, because the weather is perfect, well, guess what? Also, the field conditions are perfect. We're playing on a turf field here at Sacred Heart-Griffin, so we should expect a great Central State 8 battle tonight. Back to you, Paul.
Thanks, Alessandra. We'll be back with the SEFCU Friday Night Rivals kickoff from Sacred Heart-Griffin in just a minute. Stay with us. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. Paul Wapple, Adam Anderson, and the entire SEFCU Friday Night Rivals crew. We are at Ken Leonard Field in Springfield, where the Cyclones will take on the Southeast Spartans, the last regular season game of the 2022 high school football season, Adam.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're already here. It makes me a little sad that this will be our last night of Friday Night Rivals, but excited what the next month will hold for our local football teams, and hopefully bring back some hardware after Thanksgiving.
Boy, the weather, the calendar says October 21st. Feels like September.
Hey, yeah, it feels about week 4, week 5 weather, so it's beautiful out. And after last week, I think everyone in Central Illinois will take this. I know you were in beautiful North Carolina, but we did not have a great Friday night last night. We had a good game, but terrible weather.
Well, we've got great weather, obviously, tonight, and I know you're excited, and Alessandra Pontbriand, and I'm excited about seeing the Sacred Heart-Griffin Cyclones football team. Yeah. They are quick, among other things.
I've watched film on them for a few weeks, and just the speed that you can see pops off on film. And if it pops off on film, then I can only imagine what it's going to look like here tonight.
We are just about set to kick things off here at Ken Leonard Field, and the Cyclones will kick off to the Spartans. And getting things ready, and Sacred Heart-Griffin 8-0. Everybody expects them to be in the state championship game. A lot of pressure, high expectations, but they certainly, I think they live up to their billing.
Yeah, absolutely. They're runner-up last year, and I think last year was the year they said was too early. They had a lot of juniors. Well, all those juniors are back. I think they're better than ever. They're looking for a bit of redemption after losing to Joliet Catholic. Mason
Grove, who is a very good kicker, and you see it right there. No return opportunity for the Southeast Spartans. So the Spartans will start 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line.
Coach Leonard talked about to have a weapon like that where one, the other team's not going to get any kind of return, and 2, they're going to start at the 20-yard line every time. That's an unbelievable asset to have in high school football.
We talk a lot, and a lot of people talk about the explosive Sacred Heart-Griffin offense, Adam, but their defense is pretty good too. Let's see how Southeast does on offense here on their first possession.
Yeah, tall task, but they do have Chandler Clayton in the backfield. He had 3 touchdowns last week. Let's see what they got dialed up here tonight.
Anthony Williams is the junior. Number 16 is the quarterback for Southeast. Here we go. On first down. Spartans take their time. There's the handoff to Chandler Clayton. Goes wide and out of bounds. Good pickup there on first down, about 7 yards.
Yeah, good job. Good first opening play here. Set the tone early against that. They're not going to be afraid from SHG. They're not going to back down. Coach Lauber is going to have these Spartans ready to go.
And we talked in the previous show, of course, Adam, the opponent, the SHG opponents, if you can keep the ball away from the Sacred Heart Griffin's offense, you've got maybe a chance. So second down and short. Handoff again. Cyclones right there. Defense with the stuff that time.
21, Jake Kepler just read the play perfectly and stepped up into the backfield to slow down Chandler Clayton, and just nowhere to go.
That brings up third down and long now for the Spartans. Just underway here in the first quarter. I see the officials are trying to get the clock to move. It's stopped, and officials are signaling. Go ahead and start it. There it goes.
Get it going.
All right. 3rd and 9 for Southeast. Williams back to throw. Does across the middle. Incomplete. Nobody there. Bring up 4th down and 9. Punting situation for the Spartans.
Yeah, just got a little happy feet back there and delivered that ball behind his receiver. Tough break on the opening drive. Well, let's see if the SHG punt return team comes after this one, or elects to try to get a return.
11:22 to go, just underway in the first quarter. Beautiful night for high school football.
Back deep for SHG is Keyshawn Singleton going to Air Force, and also DeAndre Stewart, who, if you remember, returned a kickback in the state championship game last year. So not 2 guys that you really want to punt to if you don't have to.
Carrion Edwards for Southeast is the punter. Gets the punt away. Short punt out of bounds. And the Cyclones will have incredible field position to start their first offensive possession.
Yeah, just I think got a little nervous when he got that ball. It looks like it came up high off of his almost shin and ankle instead of his foot, and just an unfortunate break for Southeast.
So here we go with the Cyclones offense. Ty Lott, the outstanding quarterback, number 16, almost 1,800 yards through the air. One of the top quarterbacks in the state. Ken Leonard said he can't imagine anybody better at quarterback this year in the state. Low snap. Lott to throw. Got his man complete. Inside the 10, and that's a first down. And reception that time made by Maddox Morris. And the Cyclones come right back to the line. And that's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. Brant, one of our first down sponsors all season.
Yeah, they can't take a breath here. They're going to be right on top of you. They get up to the line of scrimmage quickly.
Hand off to Sanders. Left side, waits and gets down to the 8. Cyclones put it on the ground that time.
Great job by the Spartan defensive line right there. Robert Hull, we talked about him in the pregame, stepped up and made a huge play on Sanders. Not much there for him.
Second down and 8. Lott to Morris. Right side, touchdown. He's in. Maddox Morris, the senior, and that's a Young Security touchdown. And they're our touchdown sponsor this season. For every touchdown, Young Security will donate $50 to a local charity. This week's charity is St. Martin de Porres.
Yeah, a little misdirection there. Morris came in motion. They faked the handoff to Sanders, and then Lott just flicked it out to Morris as he was going to the wide side of the field. Easy pitch and catch. He walked right in the end zone. Great job by the Cyclones.
Mason Grove to attempt the extra point. High snap, plenty of leg, and it is good. 7-0. The Cyclones strike early after getting excellent field position. We're going to take a break. You're watching SEFCU Friday Night Rivals on CW23. Back with more first quarter action from Ken Leonard Field in just a minute. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. First quarter action from Ken Leonard Field here in Springfield. The Cyclones take the early lead, 7-0, after the touchdown catch by Maddox Morris.
Yeah, got not a great punt from Southeast, so they had really good starting field position and just took 3 plays for them to get in the end zone.
And I briefly mentioned about Sacred Heart-Griffin's kicker, Mason Grove. He can kick a field goal 40-45 yards.
And right now he's got the back at his win, so or the back at his win. Hey, week 9.
That's all right, yeah.
The wind at his back, so who knows how far he could get one in tonight if he's going to the north end of the football field.
See how the Spartans answer this Cyclone touchdown. The Spartans will not get an opportunity to return this kick off as well. So 1st and 10 from their 20.
So we'll see what kind of adjustments Coach Lauber has made offensively. Had a good first opening run and then just couldn't manufacture anything after that.
So Sacred Heart Griffin's defense, Corey West, with 100 tackles, one of the top in the state. And tonight's closed captioning for Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Heartland Hearing. Thanks to Heartland Hearing for sponsoring tonight's closed captioning. On 1st down from the 20. Fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, does Williams. Goes wide left. Thrown for a loss on the play.
Yeah, SHG didn't fall for the fake to number 11, James Cummings, one of the two-headed monsters there in the back. But Carter Hood just trying to make something out there, and at some point you just got to put your head down and get upfield.
So 2nd and long, 2nd and 18 for the Spartans, who trail 7-0 here in the first. Williams and the Spartans are ready. Williams back to throw. Throws across the middle, picked off by the Cyclones. Got some room, still on his feet, out of bounds. And the Cyclones come up with the big interception, number 33, Grant Blackburn, or Hudson McMahon.
Hudson McMahon must have been listening to his dad on where to line up, but a lot of heavy pressure coming at Carter Hood, so he could see it, delivered the ball, and it just floated out there. He did not get a good throw on it, and McMahon was right there waiting for it.
So Cyclones, another great opportunity inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 9 for SHG. Lott, hands off. Right side, still on his feet, trying to get in. The Cyclone say he's in. The officials, yes, touchdown. Cyclones, and the touchdown that time, number 24, Richard Jackson, and that's a young security touchdown. $50 donation to this week's charity, St. Martin de Porres.
Bill Sanders and Richard Jackson both split time in the backfield equally, and you could see Jackson gave a little thunder there on the end of the run to try to get in the end zone. Great job by the Cyclone offense to give him enough room to get outside.
Extra point attempt is good, so just like that, it's 14-0. SHG leads Southeast.
Kind of blink and you miss it right there.
They are fast. We talked about it, and of course they've had excellent field position for their first two times they've had the ball in offense.
And I think it's been like that all year as well. They play so well defensively. The offense is going to get talked about more, and that's what, not casual football fans look at. Offensive statistic, points scored. But you have to look at what this defense has done. Held a Chatham team to almost no points. Held Rochester to only 28 points. While putting up 62. It's just the things they've done this year in the Central State 8, I think, have showed the rest of the Illinois that they're here to contend.
Let's send it down to the field for the Cascom sideline report. Cascom keeping you connected. Alessandra?
Well, Paul and Adam, you just talked about Hud McMahon. His father, Jim McMahon, is defensive coordinator for Sacred Heart-Griffin. He is the longest tenured assistant coach under Ken Leonard. He actually was a player for Coach Leonard here at SHG. He was on Coach Leonard's first season or first team at SHG. And if you look back at the assistant coaches since 2010, over half of them have been Ken Leonard's former players. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Alessandra. Another kickoff and another no opportunities to not return the ball for the Southeast Spartans. So they'll start again from their own 20-yard line.
You know, we brought up the big guns tonight for Week 9, getting Alessandra on the sidelines. But for everybody at home, after this game's over, you need to go back and find the Ken Leonard special that she put together. It was played at 6 o'clock today. Just a phenomenal 30-minute special on Ken Leonard and what he's meant to football in Illinois, honestly.
It was a great special. It was on CW23, and it's worth watching, definitely. 1st and 10 for Anthony Williams and the Spartans. On first down, Williams hands off. Gain of a couple for Clayton. Check that. That was number 11, James Cummings, on the carry.
Yeah, good job by Cummings. Again, just positive plays is what Southeast needs to string together. They've had a few here and there, but it's easier said than done from up in the booth, Paul.
That's right. 2nd and 8 now for the Spartans. Hand off again, same carrier, and not much there, if anything, on that one.
Just a lot of white jerseys just surround the football. Just the speed at which they can get to open space and really close down a gap that maybe Cummings saw a half second before is pretty remarkable.
It really is. So makes it 3rd down and long once again for Southeast. 3rd and 11, we'll call it. 3 receivers right. Williams back to throw. Has time, throws it up in the air, and it's complete for a first down at the 32-yard line. Reception to David McGahee. And that's a Brand Professional Agriculture first down.
You know, Carter Hood had a lot of pressure in his face, just threw it up there and hoped David McGahee could make a play, and he did just that. Take a look at the replay. He had heavy pressure and just delivered that football downfield. Great job by the Spartans.
It really was a really good catch there. Had to go up and get it, and McGahee, the junior, comes down with it, and the Spartans have their first down of the game. From the 33, Williams hands off to Cummings. Cummings goes the other way and to about the 38-yard line. So a couple of good back-to-back plays here for Southeast.
Hey, you just have to string a few together to get some momentum, and that's what Southeast is doing.
Let's go in the trenches, brought to you by the United States Army. As you take a look at Southeast line there, and Cheyenne Hart is their center, and see Sacred Heart-Griffin, their defensive linemen, Thomas, Bacon, and Smizer. Here's the handoff on 2nd down.
Ball's loose.
Oh boy, ball is loose. No signal yet.
I think we're going to go 3rd down.
Southeast, it looks like.
Yeah. So number 9, Reggie Thomas, was in there almost ready to take that handoff from Carter Hood.
Here's the replay.
Take a look at the replay. Just trying to string it out, and I think Hood was supposed to be reading the SHG Cyclone defender, Reggie Thomas, but I think neither one of them knew what was going on. That's when the ball popped out.
So 3rd and 10 from the 33. Williams, look to throw, fakes, in trouble now, running. Brought down about the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss on the play. So 4th down and another punting situation for Southeast.
Yeah, it looks like a little miscommunication up front. Hood went one way, his back crossed his face, so when he was trying to deliver the football, his own guy was actually right in front of him. So I know they're going to get that cleared up on the sideline and talk through it.
So see if the Spartans can get off a good punt here to push the Cyclones back some. Back to punt is Carry-On Edwards again for Southeast. Just gets the punt away. Good kick. Out of bounds. Cyclones will have excellent field position. They're on the 48 of Southeast.
Yeah, Andrew McDonald was the SHG defender that was almost in on that.
And it is a little windy here tonight.
Yeah,
we talked about that a little bit.
You can hear the blinds kind of blowing in the background here for Paul and I. The wind picked up right before kickoff, and from looking out at the flag, it's whipping right now. Good shot of the flag right there, just how the wind's coming through here.
Ty Lott to throw, has all day. Throws it, got a man wide open, complete, inside the 15. Catch by Kyle Long, and that's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down. As Ty Lott had plenty of time, we saw the great arm there and a good catch.
Yep, Long just snuck behind the defense right here. Low snap, but Lott made up for it and just delivered a strike downfield to Long. Kind of threw it behind him a little bit, throws it in stride. We're probably looking at 6 more points for the Cyclones.
1st and 10, ball on the 13 of Southeast. Lott, low snap, has it. Throws complete to Singleton. Singleton, and a lot of Spartans are there. So hold Singleton. And we talked about on the pregame show, the Keyshawn Singleton hit that big three-pointer in double overtime to win the state Class 3A state basketball championship last March.
Yeah, there's a lot of these football players that are going to be on Coach Allen's Cyclone basketball team, and I'm hoping they could maybe go back-to-back here. I'm sure all the Cyclone community would love to see them win a football championship, and then they'll go straight into basketball season and hopefully play deep into March.
Deep on the football field here, and they're deep in talent, yes, on basketball. Low snap, Lott looks to throw, does throw, man open the end zone, and he hangs on. Touchdown. And that's a Young Security touchdown. Another $50 donation to this week's charity, St. Martin de Porres. And the touchdown, Hudson McMahon.
Yeah, Hud McMahon coming out of the backfield. He's more of your fullback type guy, but great catch. A lot under pressure, delivered a strike to McMahon. He did the rest himself.
5'10", 210-pound senior. He's a good one. And Grove to attempt his 3rd extra point already. Plenty of leg on that, and it is good. So the Cyclones increase their lead, 21-0. Let's go down to Alessandra on the sidelines for the Cascam sideline report.
Well, hey, Paul, I'm here with SEPQ's Alexis Heron. You know, SEPQ has been sponsoring Friday Night Rivals for the past 7 years. What does it mean to be part of the local high school football community here?
At SEPQ, we strive to support our local communities.
And tell me about some of the exciting events coming up for SEPQ.
We have Zooly Gooly starting next weekend. You can bring your kids to the zoo, and they get to see the animals, and we hand out Halloween candy.
Ooh, so just in time for Halloween, of course.
Yes.
And is there anything else coming up or any other events other than the Zooly Gooly that people should be excited about?
We recently released our Cashback MasterCard. You can get 1.5% cash back on qualifying purchases, and we are also the Forbes Best in State currently.
Well, congratulations. Back to you, Paul and Adam.
Thank you very much, Alessandra. Thanks to SEPQ being our main sponsor again this year on SEPQ Friday Night Rivals. And we talked about it. Ken Leonard, hard to believe, his last regular season game. And Derek Leonard, the outstanding coach at Rochester. And when I mentioned Brad Leonard, another one of the Leonards, he was an assistant coach at Rochester. He has 6 rings. He won 6 state championships as an assistant coach. So don't want to forget Brad. It's all in the family. And, the Leonards lost their son, Phil Pearson, in 2000, a car accident. Phil's number 3 has been retired. Brad Leonard wore number 3 in memory of Phil, his senior year in high school. Brad's senior year in high school, and nobody's worn number 3 since. All right, another kickoff for Grove and the Cyclones, and same result. in the end zone and out.
Yeah, that's such a weapon, and I think it goes understated for probably everybody at home. But as a head coach or a coaching staff, to know you're not really going to have to worry about, what kind of kick return are we going to get from an opposing team, or what do they do that's different. We've seen some kick returns for touchdowns here on Friday Night Rivals. To not have to worry about that, know that your kicker is going to put it on the end zone, and they're going to start at the 20-yard line. That's such a luxury to have in high school football.
It really is. So 1st and 10 now for the Spartans from their 20. There's the handoff. Cyclones are right there and push back for a loss on the play. Clayton with the carry.
Yeah, and Richard Jackson was in the backfield almost immediately to take down Clayton in the backfield.
I mean, the Sacred Heart-Griffin team, I know we've talked a lot about them, but they are that good, and they're deep, and they're special teams. Like you said, you've got a weapon there with Mason Grove. If a team can't return the ball, and you've got a kicker who can kick a field goal from a pretty good distance. In high school, it's incredible. So a talented bunch, no doubt. 2nd and 12 after the loss for the Spartans. Williams throws it up in the air, picked up by Jake Hamilton. He's going to go in the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Cyclones, and that's a young security touchdown. Another $50 donation to this week's charity. St. Martin de Porres Center. Sorry.
It was exciting. It was exciting. Take a look at the replay. SHG lined up with heavy blitz. Southeast did call it out. They just didn't have enough guys back there. So Hood had to deliver it earlier than he wanted to. Hamilton read it the whole way and was able to step in front of that football.
So Mason Grove called his name quite a bit already in the first quarter, haven't we? Another extra point. And it's another point for the Cyclones. 28-0, 3:08 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. Back with more from Ken Leonard Field at Sacred Heart-Griffin in Springfield in just a minute. Welcome back to Step Q Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. I'm Paul Wapple, Adam Anderson, Alessandra Pontbriand on the sidelines. Tonight, Central State 8 matchup. Sacred Heart-Griffin undefeated and trying to stay undefeated. They lead 28-0. And there's a shot of Ken Leonard, his last regular season game, the winningest head football coach in the state of Illinois. And we were here when he broke the record. 2018?
2018, yeah.
Got his 400th win last year.
Yep. And he now also owns the record for most wins at one school. He broke that earlier this year. He was still when he broke the all-time record. He was still trailing Frank Valenti from Mount Carmel by a few games, and then that went out of the way last year. So he owns any coaching record win-wise here in the state of Illinois.
Mason Grove and the Cyclones with the kickoff, and no chance to return that once again for the Spartans, who have the ball trailing 28-0. You know, we talked about Alessandra Pontbriand special, and a lot of moments. Sometimes you do remember the tough losses more than the wins, and I do remember 1995. I was at the game. They lost the state championship game. They had a lead late, lost it to Providence, and that was a tough one. And Ken talked about that to Alessandra, about how tough it was. He had to talk to his players, of course, after that game, and just a great man, great coach, great leader. 1st and 10 now for the Spartans. Keeps it himself. No, handoff there to Cummings, who does a spin and gets a few yards. And let's take a look now at the aerial attack of Southeast, brought to you by the United States Air Force Special Warfare. Talked about quarterback Anthony Williams, and you've got Murphy and Jerome and McGahee, and don't want to forget Marquez Small, your receivers.
McGahee's made the one big catch here tonight. I would look for Southeast to maybe put the ball in the air a little bit more here moving forward. But the ground game has worked here and there.
2nd and 5. Fakes to the man in motion. Fires left, incomplete. Spartans try throw one to Mikey Murphy. Incomplete, so it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, just a quick screen pass out for Southeast just didn't work. Again, the speed of Sacred Heart-Griffin kind of throws off those quick hitters because they are smothering the Spartans with their defense so quickly.
Of course, a lot of people will be listening and watching tomorrow night. The high school football playoff pairings come out. We can talk about that more in a second after this play. 3rd and 5 for Southeast. Williams all alone. Throws. Cyclones are there. Incomplete. Almost another interception. Intended receiver was Mikey Murphy.
Good job by Murphy to come back to that football, though, to break up maybe a potential interception. It's just like basketball. You got to come meet that pass before it gets to you.
And I said the playoff pairings come out tomorrow night, Adam.
Tomorrow. So at 5 o'clock on IHSA.org, you will see the 256 teams who have made the playoffs. You know, there's a lot of, last year was all the talk, maybe a 4 and 5 team will get in. It happened, you know, sadly for Warrensburg Latham, we're the only 5 and 4 team that did not make the playoffs this year. I don't think you'll see any 4 and 5s get in this year, but at 5 o'clock they'll announce the 256 teams, and then at 8 o'clock they will give you the brackets. So for SHG fans, you probably won't know where you're at until about 8:30, 8:45.
And that's tomorrow night. So, and a lot of things, you know, factors go into that, of course, including obviously all of the results tonight of tonight's games throughout the state.
Yep. So we were talking earlier, Paul. I asked you who's the next winningest coach in the Friday Night Rivals viewing area. For a little trivia at home, I'll give everybody a play to maybe think about it. But I've got the next few head coaches. Some of them you should recognize most of them.
You're absolutely right. On 1st down, Lott keeps it himself. Fumbles. Let's see if he got it back. I thought. Looked like.
No, they're saying 2nd down, so he must have got it back.
Got it back. So Ty Lott with a fumble, but recovers it himself. So 2nd down.
Take a look at the replay. Wanted to throw it, made a good move right here, but great job by the Southeast defense to pry that ball loose, trying to make something happen. Charles Davis has got his hand in there.
On 2nd down, here's the handoff. Oh, good run down to the 15-yard line that time, and Cyclones continue to mix it up. That time, the
senior Corey West, he probably doesn't get many carries. I think Coach Leonard's being nice here tonight and giving the senior maybe a chance to carry the football.
6'1", 195. A lot of seniors on this Cyclone squad. 3rd and 5 now for Ty Lott and SHG. Low snap, Lott has it, looks to throw, throws right, got a man wide open, tries to get in the end zone, and he does. And that is a touchdown for the Cyclones. Another $50 donation courtesy Young Security to this week's charity, St. Martin DePore, and the touchdown by DeAndre Stewart.
Great job by Stewart. He just made athletic moves, but I was impressed by the throw there by Lott. He's flat-footed and throws it outside the hash to the far side of the field to Stewart, who did the rest with his legs. But here's what I love about Kid Leonard. He's up 34-0, and he comes screaming off the sidelines at his center, Burke Wilkin, because there have been a lot of low snaps here tonight in this football game, and he knows if they want to play until Thanksgiving weekend, that has to get cleared up, and that is why he is the all-time winningest coach in the state of Illinois.
And let's take a look at the aerial attack brought to you by the United States Air Force Special Warfare. This is Sacred Heart-Griffin's aerial attack, and it's a good one, led by quarterback Ty Lott. You've got Hamilton, Singleton, Morris, and Long. Just some of the weapons, but that's the aerial attack brought to you by the United States Air Force Special Warfare.
Any of those guys could be a number one on any team in Central Illinois and probably the state of Illinois. So we're talking about wins.
And I didn't guess right, so go ahead and tell our viewers,
now
listeners.
Your most active head football coach after tonight will be Mark Ramsey, who's over at Decatur St. Teresa. He's closing in on 300 wins, so he's about 100 behind Coach Leonard. Then you would have Josh Jostis, who I believe is in the early 200s. Aaron Coons is in the 200s as well. And then number 4 on that list would be another Leonard,
Derek Leonard.
Yep.
Rochester, incredible.
And if I did the math correctly, which
Hopefully you did.
Hopefully I did. But Derek Leonard's on his 18th season as a head football coach. If he were to coach 20 more years, which would be the same as Ken, he has to win in at least 11 games a year to catch his dad.
That's 11 wins. That's playoffs every year. And another kick by Grove, and no chance to return it for the Spartans, who will have the ball trailing 35-0. I mean, it's just incredible. Ken Leonard, 5 state championships, lost some heartbreakers in the state championship game. I think once they get that first state championship, just something about getting over that hump is you see Ken Leonard giving some encouragement to Mason Grove, the senior kicker.
Yeah, he got the proverbial monkey off his back, and now he's won a few. They've come in second, I believe, 3 times, maybe 4.
I think it's 4. Yes,
yeah, I think it's 4 times, and it's so hard to get there. And he is one that always is grateful for being there and knows that it's never easy to get back.
And a long pass attempt there on first down, incomplete. So it'll be second down and 10 for Southeast from their 20. And we talked about Matt Lauber, and it's a small world, especially in football, isn't it? Matt Lauber, Belleville Altoff, and we talked about that on the preview show.
Yeah, Coach Lauber ended the 2002 season for the Cyclones over at Memorial Stadium. I was there watching the game and watching the great Kenny Burns, and that was a year that a lot of people thought was going to be the first time Sacred Heart-Griffin got back to the state championship game. And just came up short. Coach Lauber rained on their parade that day over at Memorial Stadium.
Cummings with the carry for the Spartans. It'll be third down. Let's see if we get another play off here in the first quarter with a clock running inside 30 seconds. It's 3rd and 8 for Southeast. Trailing by a bunch. Gorgeous night for football. Gorgeous night for anything, but especially football. And the play gets off, but with a whistle and a flag.
Got a false start here on Southeast, I do believe.
Okay. Dead ball. False start. Number 71 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And that's our first penalty.
Yeah, we almost went a full quarter without a penalty.
And that's incredible.
That's saying something. So almost got there.
I mean, it just here we see the
just got about a half second to use it.
So now 3rd and 9 for Southeast, and they will not get the play off. The first quarter ends. We're going to take a break. Sacred Heart-Griffin leads Springfield Southeast Spartans 35-0. Back with more from Ken Leonard Field in just a minute. Welcome back to SEPQ Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. We're Ken Leonard Field at Sacred Heart-Griffin High School, and second quarter action set to get underway. The Southeast Spartans have the ball. 3rd and 9. They trail 35-0 to the undefeated Cyclones. So see what they do on 3rd and 9. Williams, no, check that, new quarterback. And a flag on the play as they attempt to pass. So the Spartans come out with a different quarterback, at least for that play.
See what the call is. I think you might get pass interference here on the Cyclones.
The Spartans would take that.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty results in a 1st down.
And the quarterback that time, Cardos Hood. So that is they already mark it off. It's going to be a 1st down. And that's a Hardee's 1st down. Hardee's, one of our 1st down sponsors all season long. Feed your happy at Hardee's. And Carter Hood, number 5, was quarterback on that play. And a motion to Flip to Murphy. Goes right.
Murphy is a speedster, so they're just trying to get him out in open space. Getting 3 or 4 yards. Decent play there with a lot of heavy pressure up the middle.
So gets out to the 34-yard line. He's 2nd down and 7 for the Spartans.
You know, Coach McMahon's defense, it just looked like they went through a line change out there. I just think they have a lot of cyclones they can throw at you to wear you down as well.
Hood going to keep it himself. Goes the left side. Tackled for a loss. Loss of about 8 on the play. Cyclones D comes up there. Number 2, Colin Johannes.
Yeah, just unbelievable closing speed. Take a look. Hood made a great job right there, but at some point you just got to put your head down and get upfield. You are not going to outrun Richard Jackson very easily.
So third and long.
12, 11?
3rd and 11, we'll call it.
Call it 11.
Hood in the quarterback right now for the Spartans. Back to throw. Hood gets it away across the middle. Got a man complete. 1st down. That's a Hardee's 1st down. Hardee's, feed your happy at Hardee's. And number 3, Marcel Jerome, haven't called his name. Big catch there for the Spartans.
Great job by Hood to step up and deliver that throw. Jerome was pretty open there across the middle of the field. Again, when he has time to look downfield, he's been able to deliver a few decent balls here to the Spartans.
1st and 10, Southeast from their own 45-yard line. Hood throws left, complete to Murphy. Still on his feet. Helmet comes off. Stopped at the 45-yard line. And as you saw there, like I said, the helmet came off Mikey Murphy. Here's the replay.
Made a good play right there to get upfield. And then, again, number 45, Corey West, we talked about him a lot in the pregame. He always is around the football, and right there makes a big hit. Helmet pops off of Murphy.
Leads the conference in tackles, West does, and in the top 10 in the state of Illinois. 9:19 to go. 2nd and 9. Hood. Hands off. Cyclones D right there, nothing doing. To carry that time, Chandler Clayton.
There again,
no room.
Corey West comes up from the bottom of that pile. Him and Hud McMahon up the middle are not only great athletes and are going to be around the football no matter where it is, they're also very smart, and they can set and move guys if needed and really know what is going on defensively.
3rd and 9 for Southeast. Carter Hood, the junior. 5'8", 130 pounds. He's got some speed. Back to throw. Hood does. Good defense there by Jake Hamilton. Breaks up the catch. So incomplete. 4th and 9. See if the Spartans, I would think they'd punt here, and that looks like that's what they'll do. So the Cyclones defense comes through again.
Yeah, offensive coordinator Mike Kincaid wants to talk to Jerome, and Jerome, great route, got in front of Hamilton. You just got to come back and meet that football. You got to make that catch in front. It's almost like you're boxing out, like you're playing defense in basketball, but you got to get in front of that defender and come back and make yourself tall so you can catch that football and potentially get a 1st down for the Spartans.
Punt is blocked. Blocked. Ball at midfield. Picked up by the Cyclones. Down at the 38-yard line, Bill Sanders, the linebacker / running back senior, more than happy to block that punt, and Cyclones get the ball.
Yeah, he got that. If you watch the block punt, he actually was on his way down from jumping. Just look how high he hung up in the air. A lot of times they tell you not to jump, and then he ran after that football. Now, if if I'm Ken Leonard, I'm probably telling him, hey, just let that ball bounce, because a lot of bad things can happen if it crosses the line of scrimmage. It's not a live ball anymore unless SHG picks it up. But Sanders picked it up and thought he could do a lot with it. And now we got a little trickeration here.
1st and 10 from the 39. Look at this. Morris on his feet. Check that Singleton. Didn't know what the Cyclones would do there. Number 5, Keyshawn Singleton with the carry there, lined up at quarterback.
Little wildcat formation for Singleton. Ken Leonard, ever the evolving coach. I remember watching the Lonesome Polecat with Eric Peterman.
It was incredible. Great offense.
At that point in my early football life, I had no idea what was going on the field, but when you have Eric Peterman, you can do a lot of stuff like that. Former Northwestern and Bears receiver, but he's known to be kind of the evolving offensive guy.
Lott goes to the air, goes to the end zone, got a man. Is he catch it? No, bobbled it. Almost had it. Andrew McDowell, the senior, almost had a touchdown, and Lott put it right there.
Yeah, dropped it right in the bucket. McDowell, I thought, could have used his hands. Take a look at the replay. He needs to go up and get this. Don't let that ball come down into your body. This is for all you young receivers at home. McDowell is 6 foot. Go up there, get your arms extended, turn yourself into 6'3", and he probably would have brought that football in. When he let it get into his body, he just had a tough time.
Ty Lott, he can run, and he's going to run to 25 and brought down. So that'll be a 1st down. They'll move the chains, and that's a Hardee's 1st down. Feed your happy at Hardee's.
Ty Lott, very athletic, great basketball player. Did suffer a knee injury, if you see the brace there on his left knee, and late in the basketball season last year. He hasn't ran a lot this year, but he hasn't needed to. It's just an added value to him and something teams might not expect from him as we get into the playoffs.
Ball on the 32. Lott, hands off. Sanders still going. Cuts wide and cuts back. Not before picking up some positive yardage there, and Cyclones are marching, and that's another 1st down. It's a Hardee's 1st down. Feed your happy at Hardee's.
Southeast did a great job of trying to push Sanders to the sideline, but he had great outside perimeter blocking by his receiver, so he was still able to get 11 yards on that play. Great job by Southeast.
Ball on the 14. Lott looks to throw. Goes to the end zone. Incomplete. Pretty good timing play there. Just couldn't quite hang on to it that time. 10 receiver Kyle Long, one of the other weapons.
Yep, just, again, a beautifully thrown football from Ty Lott to put it where Long can get it, and nobody else just couldn't make the connection right there.
2nd and 10 for SHG. Lott looks to the sidelines to get the play. We said Air Force commit. He is something special. Back to throw again. Lott looks left, goes across the middle, complete inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line is Colin Johannes, number 2. And it is 1st and goal now. It's another 1st down. A Hardee's 1st down. Feed your happy at Hardee's.
Keep an eye on Bill Sanders right here, in deep in the red zone.
1st and goal. Lott keeps it himself, and he's going to get in the end zone. I see a flag. See what that's all about.
Came from both sides. I think you're probably going to get a false start then on Sacred Heart-Griffin.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay the down.
All right. So it'll be 1st down and goal from the 8 now instead of the 3. Pushes the Cyclones back.
Take a look at the replay. Again, had everybody fooled, did Ty Lott, but they didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
Lott did a good job there with the cadence. I think he drew the Spartans.
They're going to get the 5 yards back.
Encroachment on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
I'm up here, and I wanted to jump when the way he was calling that. I mean, really, I'll give him some credit there. So first and goal now from the 3, once again.
You know, the one thing with the clap cadence that a lot of high school and college quarterbacks have gone to is defensive linemen can hear it. You know, they tell you to watch the football, but when you hear that clap sound, you automatically start going.
Sanders, and he starts going, and he's in for the touchdown. And that's a Young Security touchdown. That means another $50 donation to this week's charity, St. Martin de Porres.
I had a feeling that Bill Sanders was going to get involved here as they got closer to the end zone. Great job up front by the SHE offensive line to give him enough room to get a big push into the end zone.
Mason Grove once again in to attempt the extra point. Levi Hanauer is the holder. Nails it. And it is good, 42-0. SHE extends their lead. And let's send it down to Alessandra for the Lincoln Land Community College Educator of the Game. Alessandra?
Hey, Paul and Adam, I'm here with the Lincoln Land's Mackenzie Bryant. And Mackenzie, I hear you are rooting for a team tonight, and why?
I am rooting for SHG. I actually visit them throughout the year to recruit them and tell them why they should attend Lincoln Land.
And so what's going on over at the Loggers Country?
We actually just opened up our spring registration, so if you're a high school student graduating early, you're wanting to take a class maybe over the spring, you can go ahead and register. 16 weeks, 8 weeks in person, online. You have plenty of options, and it's about time to start thinking about where you want to go to college next fall, so go ahead and apply today.
Well, thank you, Mackenzie. Paul, Adam, back to you.
Thank you, Alessandra, and thanks to Lincoln Land. Appreciate that. The Cyclones just continue to cruise, Adam, 42-0, and still 6:28 left in the second quarter.
Now, don't let Alessandra fool anybody at home. It really isn't as cold as she looked down there during that interview. It's a beautiful night for football. Again, thank you to Lincoln Land. Mackenzie has me ready to go to Lincoln Land.
Yeah.
I don't even want to go back to college.
Me either. Graduated from the Illinois State University way back, and glad I did. But I'm also glad I'm done with college. So Mason Grove, he's been busy tonight. Not just tonight, all season.
I'll be interested to
score.
see how he does here. He's got a heavy wind in his face where this football ends up.
And the Spartans get a chance from the 10 to return one. First time tonight. And the Cyclones are there. And Ken Leonard talked about that, Adam, earlier this week, about how those special teams, with a good kicker and everything, that their coverage is quick to contain.
Yeah, and it almost, I think Southeast was surprised that it wasn't a touchback either. But that just shows, I mean, we've gotten to see his kickoffs going the other way. That just shows what kind of wind was in his face. And it's a lot windier here tonight than I think anyone expected.
Yeah, it really is. So, 1st and 10, Southeast from their 20-yard line. Hood is still in at quarterback. On first down, hands off, right side, got some room. Pick up about maybe 7 for James Cummings.
Yeah, great run by Cummings. Him and Hood had to get a little, creative there in the backfield. They had some heavy pressure right off the snap, but Hood was able to get the ball to Cummings. And almost got a first down.
Junior. So it brings up, give him 5 on the play, so 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. Same carry here. Person, it's Cummings. Tough to bring him down. Don't think he got enough.
Yeah, I think they're going to mark him about 2 yards, yard and a half short. Here, I'm going to get another big third down for Southeast, but stringing positive plays together. Just got to start having some fun out there.
It's the seniors' last game, obviously, for the Spartans. And again, Matt Lauber has done a great job in trying to turn things around, and the kids believe in him and his staff, and they'll get there. Flag on the play. Spartans say that SHG jumped. Let's see.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
SHG head coach Ken Leonard is lined up exactly where the ball is
and
on the sideline.
As I was watching, he was shaking his head after that penalty. I know he's upset about it.
Fakes it, does Hood, keeps it, cuts back. Gets a couple on the play.
Yeah, Luke Milbrandt was out there waiting for Hood, but that was the first time tonight where Hood decided, hey, I'm just going to get upfield and get as many yards as possible. He's been trying to string plays out to the sideline to try to maybe run around guys, and it's resulted in negative plays for the Spartans. But right there was a smart move, just got upfield and move on to second down.
And the play before that was a Hardee's first down. Feed your happy at Hardee's. On second down, oh my goodness, the Cyclones are there. The 25-yard line, nothing doing, nowhere to go for Chandler Clayton.
Yeah, Hudson McMahon just in the backfield immediately read that play off the snap and took Clayton down right after he took the handoff from Carter Hood.
You know, Alessandra talked about all the outstanding assistant coaches that Ken Leonard has and has had over the years, and Jim McMahon, of course, one of them, and was inducted into the Illinois High School Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame earlier this year. So congratulations to Jim McMahon, well-deserved on the honor. Third down and long. Was it picked off? Almost picked off. Incomplete. 4th and 14 for Southeast as the Cyclones defense comes up solid and strong once again.
Yeah, a lot of great coaches on a staff, and always with great programs, a head coach is going to say he's successful. He's successful because of his assistants are great. You have Coach John Allison, who's going to be your next head football coach, Chad Anderson, Neil Taylor, Coach McMahon. Coach Brenheisen is now just the athletic director, but he's still on the sidelines. I'm sure he knows what's going on. Just so many guys to name off that do a great job here at Sacred Heart-Griffin.
We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more on SEFCU Friday Night Rivals on CW23 in just a minute. Stay with us. Welcome back to SEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. Paul Wappel, Adam Anderson, Alessandra Pontbriand, the SEFCU Friday Night Rivals crew. And this is our last broadcast of the season. And I want to give a shout out to everybody, all the men and women, the camera operators, statisticians, production, the whole team. Great job all season long. Couldn't do it without you, so thank you. Spartans get the punt away. Takes a Spartans bounce. So Spartans are able to back up the Cyclones a little bit.
Yeah, this will be the longest field SHG's had to deal with here tonight.
They lead 42-0, and we said week 9, and be interesting to see what class, as we talked about, that SHG will end up in, 3A or 4A, and Ken and Derek Leonard obviously don't want to be in the same class. Just hate to see father versus son.
And I think not just the Leonard family. I don't think anybody in Central Illinois wants to see that happen. Yes, it's a great football game. It'll be a big matchup, but I don't think you want to see those two teams play each other again.
Lott fumbled it, has it though. Running. And he's going to just run out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Gets 3 yards. Spartans put a little bit of pressure on that time. So 2nd and 7. Yeah, that's a great point. Nobody in Central Illinois wants to see that, and we'll see how the pairings come out. But obviously a lot of expectations on Rochester, of course, as always, and they're playing great football again, but this SHG team is something special. On second down, Lott has all day to throw. Throws complete, 48-yard line. Reception that time, Andrew McDowell, the senior.
Yeah, great job. Great job up front protection-wise for Lott to deliver that football downfield to McDowell.
And to Hardee's first down. Feed your happy at Hardee's. And let's go in the trenches, brought to you by the United States Army. Sacred Heart Griffin's offensive line, and you see the Southeast Spartans, Donald Newton, Gray, and defensive line there. On first down, Lott throws way on the other side of the field. Incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Jack Western, number 12, the senior, 6 foot, 180 pounds.
You know, that doesn't happen a whole lot around here. An incomplete pass by Ty Lott, but ball just kind of sailed past Western. Don't think he would have been able to catch that inbounds. But again, an incomplete pass is pretty rare for Ty Lott.
Yeah, it really is. Almost as rare as interceptions. There's the handoff. He's got some speed here. Look at him go. Richard Jackson still going and gets a first down. That's a Hardee's first down. Feed your happy at Hardee's. And Richard Jackson, the 5'9", 185-pound senior, shows his moves and speed there.
Yeah, again, Jackson and Sanders are guys that will split time in the backfield, both equally as dangerous. Sanders has got a little bit more beef to him so he can deliver the thunder like that.
Let's go ahead and send it down to the field for the Cascom sideline report. Cascom keeping you connected. Alessandra?
Well, hey, Paul and Adam, you know, we talked about this during the preview show. Every single player on the field tonight for Sacred Heart Griffin is a threat. There are a few players that you have called their names by who have made big plays tonight, like Andrew McDowell, Colin Johannes, Kyle Long, Jack Westerman, Javion Bardwell, who they are big stars tonight, but because of some of the other players like Keyshawn Singleton and Ty Lott, they kind of overshadowed. But on any other SHG team, Ken Leonard said that they would be the starters. They would be the superstars. That just shows you the depth that the Cyclones have this season. Back to you guys.
No doubt about it. Thanks, Alessandra. Incomplete in the end zone. Jack Western, the intended receiver. Southeast Spartans were there. A little bit of traffic.
Yeah, that was a tight window there for Ty Lott to throw that in, but take a look at the replay. Had 2 Spartan defenders. That would have been a heck of a catch by Western if he would have been able to pick that one up. But move on to second down here for Sacred Heart Griffin.
2nd and 10 for the Cyclones. No snap. There's the handoff to Jackson. And the Spartans read that one, and right there, no gain on that play. So Southeast read that one. Contains the Cyclones for that play there. 3:05 left in the second quarter. 42-0, as you can see on the scoreboard.
First down situation that Sacred Heart Griffin's been in here tonight.
Or third down situation. Yes,
third
correct.
down.
No, got you. Yeah, looking for the first down.
My
Let's
brain
see.
must be mush
right.
here on week 9.
All right, Lott throws, complete, cuts back, across the middle. No, Spartans come up there. Reception made by Jack Western. So he gets that one, but short of the first down.
Yeah, well short. Great job by the Spartan defense. Just kind of smothered him on that screen and did give Western, it looked like he might have had a lane, but they closed the gap quickly and didn't allow him to pick up very many yards at all.
So 4th and 9, Adam. I thought maybe the Cyclones would attempt a field goal, but it doesn't look like it. And Lott has it, has time, goes to the end zone. Spartans are there. Little bit too much air there. Intended receiver Colin Johannes. And the Cyclones come up short, and the Spartans will take over on downs, but there is a flag. Hold on.
I think you're going to get a hold or a penalty against SHG.
Holding.
Yeah.
24 on the offense. That penalty is declined. First down, Sacred Heart. Southeast.
All right, so there you hear the call. Spartans will take over here, and they stop the Cyclones. Here's the replay.
Take a look at the replay. It's going to be on 24, Bill Jackson right there, just grabbing the jersey. But I think there's a little bit, Johannes kind of stopped running there. He wasn't sure Lott was going to deliver that ball downfield. Great job by Southeast to get a turnover on downs, to get their offense back on the field here before halftime.
2:05 left in the second quarter. Let's see if the Spartans can get something going here and get on the board before halftime. On first down, high snap, Cyclones are right there. Boy, they stuff them out there. Tackle made by number 11, Ethan Hagley, Jr.
So they're running a little wildcat out there with James Cummings at quarterback, but I don't know if there's miscommunication or a little confusion, but nowhere to go, and that's a huge loss. Southeast has got to be aware of where they are on the field. Can't keep going backwards.
So 2nd and 15 for the Spartans. Hood now at quarterback. Low snap has it. Gonna throw. Does throw. Wobbly pass, but caught. And a first down for the Spartans. Reception made by Marcel Jerome, the sophomore. 5'10", 145 pounds. That's a Hardee's first down. Feed your happy at Hardee's.
Great job by Jerome. That was a huge catch right there across the middle to go up and get it, knowing you're probably going to get hit at some point. Great job.
Spartans on the move here. 1:13, 1:12. Clock running. See if the Spartans go to the air again. Hood bobbles the snap. Going to keep it. Goes right. Didn't work out very well that time, and
he was trying to.
He was in bounds, so the clock continues to run.
He took his eye off the snap and was looking downfield already. You got to get that snap first before you can do anything else.
So, could be the last play of the half. 2nd and 9 for Southeast. Hood looks to throw. Running. And it's picked off by the Cyclones. Still in bounds. Better get him. He might go. And he goes to the house. Touchdown. Sacred Heart-Griffin. Number 15, Andrew McDowell. And
What a catch.
That's a young security touchdown. Another $50 to the St. Martin de Porres.
Unbelievable catch. One-handed grab there by McDowell on the sideline. And then I think a lot of people were stunned that he came up with a football. Take a look at the replay. Carter Hood gets out. He just comes back one-handed, takes that, and then does the rest himself. Great job by Andrew McDowell.
Really a great pick and a great return. Both. 48-0. Grove tries to make it 49, and he does. His 7th extra point of the first half. 49-0, Sacred Heart-Griffin. And if you haven't seen the Cyclones before, you're seeing why there's so much talk and why they're so highly rated and the expectations are so high. This team is loaded. Offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, all around, just you don't see a lot of holes in what they do in any facet of the game.
And obviously, you're the Cyclones. You want to get through tonight healthy as well. So right now it's time for the Midwest Technical Institute Game Face Cam. Use the hashtag MTI Game Face Challenge on social media. Midwest Technical Institute Game Face Cam. Look at that. Use the hashtag MTI Game Face Challenge on social media. And look at that. Halloween's coming up next week.
Halloween costume
We
tonight.
saw some good costumes.
Yep.
Good crowd there. Look at that. High school football at its finest. Hey, look at that. I'm on TV. All right. MTI Game Face Challenge. So the Spartans will get the ball back with 14 seconds.
So halftime update. Lincoln trying to break the 38-year streak. Down 21-0 Detroit Triad. So hopefully the Lincoln Railers can come back and try to win that football game to sneak in the playoffs.
They were on Friday night rivals last week. They beat Taylorville, the Tornadoes.
Two other big halftime scores here in the Central State 8. Rochester up 42-0 on MacArthur, and Chatham Glenwood up 42-0 on Eisenhower.
At the 15, the Spartans have it. Nothing doing that time as return was David McGahee. So 7 seconds left in the first half. See if the Spartans try to throw a long one or just take a knee here. Let's see what they do. First and 10 for Southeast. From the 26. Hood. Hands off to Cummins. Cuts back. Good run there. James Cummings, but time runs out, and we are at halftime. Sacred Heart-Griffin leads Springfield Southeast 49-0 here on SFQ Friday Night Rivals, and we'll have some interviews coming up for you, and Alessandra Pontrian will connect with the head football coach, Sacred Heart-Griffin, Ken Leonard, as Cyclones have a comfortable lead going into the locker room here at halftime, leading the Spartans. Alessandra?
Well, Coach Leonard, you're up by 49.5 against Southeast in your final regular season game of your career. What are the emotions with 1 half left?
Well, I feel good. I thought our defense played real well in a kicking game. Of course, we kept them deep, and that was the difference in the game. We had, we lost the flip, and they chose, get the ball, and we got the wind, and we just kept them deep the whole first quarter.
Well, you have 1 half of a game left until you're going to win out and win the Central State 8 title. I got to ask you, no team has been able to stop you this season. So what's the secret?
Well, we got a bunch of very good athletes. Got a lot of speed. We got kids that have worked hard, and there's 4 years, and it was a little sloppy in that second quarter, but it's going to happen when you get up. And this group really is a great group. They're very intelligent, very coachable, and when you got that, then you got a pretty good team.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Alessandra. Appreciate it. Thanks, Coach Leonard. And the S&K Buick GMC halftime report is coming up next. Stay tuned. And you're watching the S&K Buick GMC halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Earlier today, SFQ presented Southeast High School with a $500 donation. SFQ will make a $500 donation to each Friday Night Rivals home school throughout the season for use for their general fund. SFQ is proud to support our communities, our schools, and our students with Friday Night Rivals. Thanks to Southeast High School, and thanks to SFQ. And let's go down the sidelines to Alessandra.
Hey, Paul and Adam. I'm joined by 2 special guests tonight, Southeast Principal Cody Trigg and Sacred Heart-Griffin Principal Kara Rapaz. First, Kara, tell me about a special event that you guys are hosting tomorrow night.
Yeah, so, we've got some really special plans for Ken Leonard. Tomorrow night is our adult homecoming at the LRS hangar. It starts at 6 o'clock, and there's going to be a presentation to honor Ken Leonard at 7. So we're really excited to just thank him for all that he's done for our school and our community, and it should be a great night.
And what, for you as a principal, what does Ken Leonard's legendary career here mean for Sacred Heart-Griffin?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know if I can put that into words. He's just, he's a great man, and he's taught our students how to be great young men as well. So he's just a huge asset to our school community, and we're going to miss him greatly, but I know he's going to be somebody that'll be with us forever and ever.
And Principal Trigg, this game was supposed to be at Southeast, but why was it moved over to SHG?
After talking with Coach Lauber and Mr. DeVoe, our athletic director, just out of respect for Ken, nothing says ending your CSA career like playing on your home field. So, we just came together as kind of a reciprocal thing for Ken to just thank you, for what he did for football in the CSA and in the state of Illinois.
And we've seen this many times at the Central State 8 and the Central Illinois football community. It's very close-knit. So how does that feel that Ken Leonard's kind of retiring? I mean, for you as a principal, he's obviously been here your whole time here.
I'm glad he's retiring. I mean, maybe he'll take some wins with him when he goes. But, Ken's just one of those guys that he's just a calm voice in the room when we're planning things and really brings the best of each team out each time you come and play SHG. So, I wish him the best of luck in retirement. I hope he stays far away from football as possible for the next 20 years.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, and that just shows you the respect for SSG head coach Ken Leonard. We'll take a break. You're watching the S&K Buick GMC halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Stay with us. Welcome back to the S&K Buick GMC halftime report on Friday Night Rivals. Well, throughout this Friday Night Rivals season, Rick Ray and Sons Plumbing will recognize an exceptional senior student athlete from each participating school with a plaque presentation prior to each game. This week's Rick Ray and Sons Scholar athletes are from Southeast High School, Kiera Brown. Kiera has a 3.6 grade point average. She plays varsity volleyball for the Spartans, was named all-tournament for the Pretzel Classic tournament. Kiera is an honor roll recipient for 2021 and part of the AVID program. She also volunteers with Washington Middle School's volleyball program and top-notch reffing training program to teach younger kids how to referee. And from SHG, Colin Johannes. Colin has a 4.94 cumulative grade point average. He's played 4 years of varsity football, 2 years varsity baseball for the Cyclones, making academic all-conference for both. Colin is a member of National Honor Society, vice president of Spanish National Honor Society, Key Club member, and an AP Scholar with honor. He's also started his own lawn mowing business and has over 100 hours of community service with different organizations. These students are also eligible to win a $5,000 scholarship to be presented at the end of the season, courtesy of Rick Ray and Sons Plumbing. Rick Ray and Sons Plumbing is proud to support and encourage exceptional student athletes across Central Illinois. Congratulations to both of this week's Rick Ray and Sons Plumbing Scholar athletes, Kiera Brown from Southeast and Colin Johannes from Sacred Heart-Griffin. All right, we'll be back with more. You're watching the S&K Buick GMC Halftime Report on Friday Night Rivals. Welcome back to the S&K Buick GMC Halftime Report on Friday Night Rivals. Paul Wapple, Adam Anderson, Sacred Heart-Griffin High School, Ken Leonard Field, 49-0. The Cyclones in control of the Southeast Spartans, and I think we have some highlights from the first half, Adam, and
there's a lot of them.
Pretty big one for Sacred Heart-Griffin.
Yeah, absolutely. Started off early with just a quick dump out to Maddox Morris. He got the scoring started quickly in the first half. And then Richard Jackson just does it with his feet right here and muscles into the end zone.
Just like that, the Cyclones up 14-0, and good catch there by Kyle Long. And Lott fires a strike into the end zone like he's done all year. 27 touchdown pass.
And then Hamilton makes the big play with the interception. Won the first of 2 defensive touchdowns here for Sacred Heart-Griffin in the first half, and then Lott out to Stewart. He uses his speed to get in the end zone.
And here's that block punt. Look at this. Great camera work. A great play there by Bill Sanders.
And then he finishes off the immediate drive and gets in the end zone. And then here's the incredible catch by Andrew McDowell. And then he was able to return that one for a touchdown. That finished up our scoring in the first half.
We'll take a break. Back with more on the S&K Buick GMC Halftime Report on Friday Night Rivals. Stay with us. Welcome back to SFQ Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. Let's go down the sidelines with Alessandra Ponferrand. Alessandra?
Well, Coach, in the first half, you had some spark, a few different plays. Just how do you continue that?
Yeah, we got to continue to build. We talked about when we're executing our assignments, we're making plays and doing some things. So we want to keep going, build upon that, and get in the second half to play these last 24 minutes together and for the last time, right? And execute and build off of that.
And speaking of for your seniors, this would be the last Southeast game that they ever play. What has the senior class meant for you guys?
Man, they meant a ton to me personally. They got, they were the COVID kids, right? We weren't sure if we were going to play, and they stuck with us and did everything they could. I love them to death, and it's bittersweet that I'm not going to get to see them anymore. But we got 24 minutes to get out here and get after them and have some fun together.
There you go. Good luck, Coach. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alessandra. Thanks, Coach Lauber. Great coach. Great man. Positive, and 24 minutes to go. Make the best of it, right?
Yeah, just make the best of it and have some fun. That's all you can ask for at this point.
So the Cyclones, with the commanding lead 49-0, will get the ball to start the second half, and the clock will run. Adam?
Yep. Once the clock starts, it will only stop on change of possession and timeouts.
So we're ready to start second half. Trayvon Paul will do the kicking honors. We'll try to get an onside kick, so to speak. A little line drive didn't work, and Cyclones will have, once again, excellent field position as they've had pretty much the whole game, right?
Hey, but why not try to maybe catch them off guard here, see what happens.
The good kick, got a good bounce, just didn't quite work. So try something different, right? So 1st and 10 for SHG from their own 43-yard line. In control of this one, and like we said, about running clock here in the second half. Ken Leonard's last regular season game as head football coach of SHG. He wants to play, what, 5 more games? 4, 5, 5.
Five more games.
And he wants to win off 5, right? How's that?
Yep. I had
Thanksgiving weekend. Sorry,
had to do some quick math in my head there, which I'm not always the best at. But yeah, 14-0 is what you want to end up at if you're a Cyclone football fan.
And we've got a change at quarterback for SHG as we start the third quarter. And we've also got a flag on the play. Levi Hanauer, number 13, is in.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Hanauer, 6'1", 170 pounds, and he'll have another 5 extra yards to make up here after the penalty on first down.
There's Nicholas Titone just got a little excited there on the first play of the second half.
So let's see how Hanauer does at the quarterback spot. Hanauer hands it off. Spartans. Good stop there. Tough tackle. Tough to bring down. Number 11 there, Ethan Hagley, the junior. So some different personnel in for Sacred Heart-Griffin, as we, I think, suspected. And
yeah, again, you just want to get healthy. And Robert Hull, who we talked about in the pregame, not a guy you want to run into. Going to get 5 yards back here, though, for Sacred Heart-Griffin.
Dead ball. Encroachment against the defense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
So ball is at midfield now after the penalty. Second half will go pretty quickly with the running clock, of course. Hanauer, quarterback. Hagley alongside. Hanauer with the handoff to Hagley. He's got a hole. Looking to go. First down. Still going. Still going. Taking a crowd with him inside the 40-yard line to Southeast. That's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down for the Cyclones.
Yeah, great run there by Hagley. Great job up front by Sacred Heart-Griffin to give him some room to. Hagley's got some speed right there to get into that second and third level of the Spartan defense.
5'11", 185-pound junior. So many of these SHG players we talked about are seniors, and a lot of seniors, and had an incredible team last year, right? Went to the state championship game. And they're hoping to get back and win it this time. On first down, there's a handoff again to Hagley. Goes wide right, cuts back. Brought down about the 32-yard line by the Spartans.
Yeah, great run there by Hagley. Just a plethora of guys that they could throw in. I mean, it looks like he's got a lot of speed, too, coming out of the backfield. He's decent size as well, listed at 5'11", 185 pounds.
Cyclones take their time here and just ball control with a huge lead, running clock. And it's a handoff again to, no, fake me out, pass complete, left side, inside the 20, and the catch made by Jake Kepler, the junior. Fooled me there. They'll move the chains, and that's a Brant Professional Agriculture first down.
Yeah, the well isn't going to dry up after a lot of these seniors leave. There's a lot of great guys behind them that, like Ken Leonard said, would probably be number one guys on maybe some of his own Sacred Heart-Griffin teams, but in other teams in the Central State 8, just shows the kind of depth that they have in this program.
And that obviously says a lot. Talking about incredible tradition here and all the incredible players have come out of Sacred Heart-Griffin. On first down. Bad snap, but Hanauer has it. Throws. Complete. Still on his feet is Liam Vanover. Flag on the play as Vanover comes back the other way. Brought down at the 28-yard. Check that 24. Let's see what the flag is. And
it's going to be probably a block in the back here on Sacred Heart-Griffin.
Got an injured Spartan down on the field. But stop the clock for that injury.
We got a personal foul, blindside block on the offense.
So Liam Vanover with the catch and ran a whole lot.
Yeah, he ran about 25, 30 yards, but he only got about 2 from where he caught the football.
We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more from Ken Leonard Field at Sacred Heart-Griffin High School. Stay with us. Welcome back to SFQ Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. Here's what play that just happened during the commercial. It was a running play. Ethan Hagley picked up some positive yardage for the Cyclones.
Yeah, we had a 15-yard penalty there before we went to break, so that's why it's second and 15, 20 right now.
Yes. Keeps it, Hanauer does. Spun around, brought down the 30-yard line. Clock running, 5:07 to go in the third, and Hanover is a quarterback and a free safety, 6'1", 170-pound junior. You see the Cyclones just take their time. A lot of respect on both sides, all the coaching staffs for Southeast and Sacred Heart-Griffin. Third and 17. There's a handoff again to Hagley. Still on his feet. Gets to the 14-yard line, so Ethan Hagley on third and long picks up some good yardage there.
Yeah, great run there by Hagley to get him into a fourth and serviceable position here to pick up the first down and keep this offense on the field.
4th and 6, we'll call it. The Cyclones, again, just, taking their time. Hanover. High snap, gets it down to... No, keeps it. Look at him go. Left side, still on his feet. Trying to get inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line. Good run there. And that is... Let's go down the sideline with Alessandra.
Well, Brad and Adam, I'm joined by Brad Leonard and J.P. Leonard, Ken Leonard's son and grandson. Brad, I got to ask you, you played for your father. You coached with your brother. What does it mean to kind of see Coach Leonard's career come to a close?
It's pretty amazing. There's really no downs. Just amazing seeing all the people that have came over the years just tonight. Hopefully tomorrow night. It's just been really cool to just be a part of it my whole life. That's all I've known. It's going to be weird after this year not knowing, hey, where are we going tonight? We know where we're going now. It's going to be Rochester, but after that, it's amazing. He's done amazing. He's the best
on the offense,
best coach in the state by far.
And JP, you grew up a Cyclone, just like your father as a water boy, now a ball boy. What does it mean for you to close out your career before you start suiting up for the Rochester Rockets?
It's a little sad, but happy at the same time because Grandpa had a great career. But for me, it's a little sad because I've been doing this my whole life. So sad it's coming to an end, but it's good for Grandpa.
And I got to ask, do you think you do a better job as a ball boy, or do you think your father did a better job?
Me. The rest will say me.
Oh, by far him. Yeah, he's the best I've seen. He takes it really serious.
Well, there you go. You heard it from the experts themselves, guys.
Encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Okay, thank you,
All right, there's the penalty. Great interview, Alessandro. Brad Leonard and his son, and it's just all in the family, and he's better at it. JP says, I'm better at it.
They've all done it. All the Leonard boys have done it, except obviously probably Derek's sons. But JP will be a freshman in Rochester next year, and that was one reason Ken wanted to hang it up. He hates coaching against his son, and he didn't even want to think about trying to coach against his grandson.
Ethan Hagley with the carry. 137. Doesn't get into the end zone, but he's pretty close. And Brad Leonard, just played at SHG as well and talked about it. 6 state championships as assistant coach with his brother Derek at Rochester. And just a great, great family. And you know Derek would be here if he could, obviously, but he got a game tonight and they're doing well.
Yeah,
last
they were
report.
42-0 over MacArthur at halftime.
And Hagley is in the end zone this time. And that's another Young Security touchdown. Another $50 donation to this week's charity, St. Martin de Porres.
Yeah, great job up front by this new SHG offensive line to not only get that huge 4th down to keep the offense on the field, but did enough here tight in the red zone to get another 6 points on the scoreboard.
Mason Grove in for the extra point, and Levi Hanauer will stay in for the extra point attempt once again. Less than a minute left in the third. Plenty of leg once again, and it is good. So 56-0, SHG with the lead. And I'll let you know that earlier tonight, SEFCU recognized an exceptional volunteer from the home school with a plaque prior to the game. This week's SEFCU volunteer of the game is Will Hopkins. Will works tirelessly for Southeast High School to celebrate current students' achievements and connect them with successful alumni. He always has an eye out on ways to celebrate greatness at Southeast High School. Congratulations to tonight's SEFCU volunteer of the game, Will Hopkins. Thanks, Will, and congratulations on being this week's SEFCU volunteer of the game. And I see some of the Cyclone sidelines. Congratulatory pats on the back there.
Yeah, they're going to finish out your Central State A Conference champions. I know they're all going to be excited about that, but once about 8:30 hits tomorrow night, I know all eyes are going to be on whoever their next opponent might be, and they're going to get refocused here pretty quickly.
No doubt about that. Ken Leonard and the staff won't have any trouble reeling in everybody, and his goal, state championship every year. He says state champions, that's the goal. Only one team wins their last game, as we all know, and what a great way to go out if they win that state championship.
We will be in Champaign this year for the state championship weekend, which that's going to be up for vote. So it's not decided where we're going to go for the state title games after that. Heard a lot of positive remarks about ISU at Bloomington. So they can be there every year and not go back and forth like they do now between Northern Illinois and Champaign.
And I think it's great that it's at U of I, especially the way the football program is turned around. Mason Grove with another good kick, fielded at the 5. And look out, got some speed there, and a good return by Carryon Edwards for the Spartans out to the 27-yard line.
Had a head of steam there and got in, and a decent return there for the Spartans, but they're going to start this one on about the 27-yard line. Let's see what they can do.
And Illinois at Nebraska tomorrow, correct? Yes, they're at Nebraska, I believe, yes. So could be undefeated. They're not, but they're playing.
Should be
good
undefeated,
football,
Paul.
but they're not. That's all right.
They're not.
They're
But
ranked.
they're ranked, and they've played well the last few weeks in games that could have gone either way, and in the past haven't gone Illinois' way.
That's right. On first down, the Spartans Hood, the quarterback, keeps it. It's out to the 31-yard line. Yeah, amazing. Illinois ranked in the top 25. First time in 11 years. So we're going to take a break. You're watching CEFCU Friday Night Rivals as the third quarter comes to an end. We'll be back with more from Ken Leonard Field at Sacred Heart-Griffin High School in just a minute. Welcome back to CEFCU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. I'm Paul Wapple, Adam Anderson, Alessandro Ponfriand, and the CEFCU Friday Night Rivals crew here as we start the fourth quarter with a running clock. Great camera work once again. The Spartans got a wide open across midfield. Look at him go. Might go to the house. He's going to make it. Touchdown, Southeast. They get on the board. And a big touchdown catch there for the Spartans. How about that? They start the fourth quarter with that. That's a Young Security touchdown after Marcel Jerome makes the big catch. And that's a $50 donation to this week's charity. Young Security gives it to the St. Martin Deporters.
Hey, Jerome's been a kind of a standout here on offense here tonight. Just a sophomore, but Hood delivers that one over the middle. Just nobody picked him up as they passed off to the second level. He did the rest with his legs and turned that into 6 points for Southeast. They're having fun over there on that sideline right now.
They really are. And the Spartans don't really have a kicker. They always go for 2 points, and that's what they will do here. Try to make it 56-8. Hood with the snap. In trouble. Ball's loose. Cyclones maybe have it, but the play is dead, and so the score will remain 56-6. But the Spartans get on the board with an exciting play there, Adam.
Yeah, and that kind of livened them up. Again, Coach Lauber just talked about we need to get lined up correctly and just start having fun. We got 24 more minutes, and now they're down to under 12 minutes on this season, but they did a great job on that play to get Jerome in the end zone.
That was exciting. The Spartans get on the board with a big touchdown catch there. So there you see Ken Leonard still he's going
to coach until the end of the horn, no matter what the score is. It doesn't matter to him.
No doubt about it.
So some score updates. The battle for Grant Saber, Pleasant Plains and New Berlin Plains up 28-14. The battle for the Sangamo Conference, Moreau up 31-20 at the end of the third quarter over Athens. And then another big score is 31-28 actually. Athens has just scored as I'm refreshing. And Lincoln's still down 21-0 to Triad. That one's to the start of the fourth quarter.
Railers need to rally, get a win. Same situation last year.
Yep.
Lost that last game. Maybe they can pull it out somehow tonight. And the last time they were in the playoffs, 1984. And did they not beat Sacred Heart-Griffin? I think they played Griffin at the time.
I would not know
but
that. But
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I wasn't there, but and just as we're getting ready. And Spartans are ready. Let's see if they do an onside kick. Making sure they've got right number of players out there and see what the Spartans do here. Pretty solid kick there. Picked up at the 20-yard line and hit hard and brought down the return there. Liam Vanover. And certainly want to thank Antonio's Pizza for providing tonight's meal for the crew. Anything goes at Antonio's. Great pizza once again. And who brought the brownies? Adam's mom brought the brownies. All right.
Mrs. Thielkin.
Mrs. Thielkin. They were awesome. Adam said, you got to have one. I did.
Yeah.
Adam Anderson told me that.
Yeah.
And great job, Adam Thielkin's mom. Take those any day of the week.
He's right here in the booth with us. He's a little embarrassed right now, but
give him a shout out to his mom.
His mom made some dynamite brownies for the all of us here tonight.
And Adam is one of the many important and members of the CEFCU Friday Night Rivals crew. Does a great job before, during, and after the game. Cyclones with the ball. Low snap. Throw completed. Reception made by Ethan Keller, the 5'6", 130-pound junior. Gets his first catch of the night.
Hanauer got that low snap and kind of fired a duck out there, but did a good job of getting the ball out of his hands. I'm sure that's something Coach Leonard's going to really harp on. They've had a lot of bad shotgun snaps here tonight. Not sure what's going on, but I'm sure he's going to get it corrected before next weekend.
Gebhardt in next to Hanauer. Gebhardt, nope, doesn't get it. Hanauer keeps it. It's a couple of yards.
Quarterback run, number 13,
Levi Hanauer. Getting some action and some other players, as we mentioned, also into the game. See if the Cyclones speed it up here a little bit. I think they're going to. Hanauer maybe trying to draw the Spartans offside.
Maybe change the play up here for the Cyclones.
High snap. Gebhardt gets the carry. Look at that. Spartans D coming through there. Good tackle.
A great job. That was Dominic Porter. Shot in the backfield. Again, just another sophomore for the Spartans. So they've got some young talent that's going to come back next season. Hopefully parlay that into a few more wins and maybe make a playoff push for Coach Lauber.
So 4th and 12. Doesn't look like the Cyclones will punt it here. Let's see.
Well, I think he is going to move back now, take a few steps back.
Hanauer back in punt formation and flag.
We got a false start.
Snap infraction on the offense.
False start.
So Cyclones make a personnel change there. Hanauer comes out and
they're gonna.
In goes number 83, Mason Grove.
It's first punt here tonight, but I think they're gonna put the real punter in instead of the quarterback punter, and let's see what Grove's got.
Yeah, because we talked about he's a weapon.
This one might end up on Jefferson if he gets a hold of it, but he kind of missed it.
He did a little bit. Takes a Cyclone bounce, but it's going to be good field position for the Spartans. Time running, of course, here in fourth quarter. And again, thanks to all the staff and crew behind the scenes and the great pictures and video and graphics, everything. Do a great job before, during, and after the game. Appreciate it. So thanks to all the crew.
All the crew, all the sponsors, everybody at home. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Another great SFU Friday Night Rivals high school football season.
Went a little too fast for me.
Yes, always does. From the 46-yard line. Pass complete to Mikey Murphy down the sideline. He's going to go. He's going to score. Touchdown. And look at Hood and the Spartans excited. And why not? Touchdown. That's a Young Security touchdown. Another $50 for this week's charity. St. Martin de Porres.
Murphy, the speedster senior, gets the ball out to him. He had a good block on the outside, and he just did the rest himself. Southeast is having fun over in that sideline, and they should be.
Absolutely. Playing hard as we knew they would, and building for next year, and making some great memories here for the seniors in the last high school football game. The Spartans will go for two once again. Hood at quarterback. Heavy wide receiver, 4 right, on the right side. Incomplete, but the play's whistled dead.
Get a false start here on the Spartans.
Dead ball. False start.
So indeed, it's a false start. And of course, we'll have the presentation after the game, the SFU Friday Night Rivals Champions Trophy. And the player of the game. So take a look again. They had to referee is down. Oh, let's go down to Alessandra on the sidelines. Alessandra?
Well, Paul and Adam, Mikey Murphy is a senior. He just scored that touchdown. When I talked to him earlier this week about this game, he says it is kind of bittersweet that this is the final game that him and the senior class will be playing together. They say they're closing out this chapter. The one thing that they were really proud of this year was the seniors led a very close-knit team. Although they didn't have the record they wanted, they said they loved the camaraderie among the players, and that means a lot, especially for these kids as they move on into their adult lives. Also, I do want to say you guys just gave a shout-out to the crew. I also want to give a shout out to not only you, Paul and Adam, but also to everyone that puts on this broadcast. You guys have done a phenomenal job this season. I'm very sad that it's over. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Alessandra. Really outstanding job. We'll take a break. Back with more from Ken Leonard Field in just a minute. Welcome back to SEPQ Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. Fourth quarter action, 6:44 running clock here in the fourth quarter. 56-12 our score. The Cyclones over the Spartans, and Alessandro's giving us a shout out, well deserved, and want to give a shout out to AJ Gersh from ABC News Channel 20 and Dante Furco as well. Done a great job. AJ, sideline reporter most of the games, and did a great job, and Dante Furco also did some sideline reporting, so
hopefully
kudos to them.
Tuning in down on the beach in Florida this weekend.
Cyclones go to the air here. Out to the 35-yard line. Catch made by Ethan Keller, the junior. So second down and about 4.
So, Paul, you have the most history between kind of all of us here on Friday Night Rivals with Coach Leonard. What's kind of one thing that you'll always remember about Ken Leonard's time here as a head coach at Sacred Heart-Griffin?
Determination, care and leadership, care for his players, and the passion. What a passionate man, and just a great man. And one of the met Ken, and when I came to Springfield in 1987, incomplete pass there, and just was great. Welcomed me to Springfield with open arms, and I'll never forget that. And a great family. We talked about that, but just a great leader and a man of faith, and he just cares deeply about his kids, all of them, every one of them, on and off the field. And obviously the product on the field speaks for itself, and off the field they do so many great things. And he talked about some of them, as we know, Malik Turner and some others in the NFL, and a lot of them going on college scholarships. The list goes on and on, but they're great. They become great young men and great leaders. Hanauer fumbles it, gets the ball, and luckily hangs on to it, and the Spartans defense is there. Number 52, Rashad Bankhead, the sophomore.
Yeah, just, again, another low snap that he couldn't handle, and then Bankhead was right in there to make the big hit in the backfield.
Again, the Cyclones making some personnel changes, and Mason Grove is back in.
A punt here on fourth down.
We talked about the wind. It still is pretty windy out there. Grove, anytime. There's a pretty darn good punt there for Grove, and
that one take a nice roll.
Cyclone bounce. Spartans pick it up. Hit hard inside the 5. Tough one there. It wasn't going to go to the end zone probably, so you have to grab it and Spartans are backed up, but
at that
great
point, though, you don't want your guy to take an unnecessary hit. Once it crosses the 10, you got to almost treat that like a cliff. You just don't retreat past the 10-yard line to get that football.
Tonight's closed captioning for Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Heartland Hearing. Thank you to Heartland Hearing for sponsoring tonight's closed captioning. We appreciate your support. So 3:30 time winding down here, running clock in the fourth quarter. The Cyclones will pick up their 9th victory, but not quite yet. Spartans backed up deep in their own territory. On first down, the Spartans hand off and get some room, trying to push out to the 10, and both teams there. A lot of Spartans, a lot of Cyclones there on first down. Carry that time, James Cummings again, the junior. He's back next year.
Yeah, they've got some weapons coming back next year. The Spartans are going to be a team to keep an eye on if they can kind of use what they've learned this year and turn it into positive things for the 2023 season.
And on second down there, and quarterback keeper there, Carter Hood, nothing there. And one of the toughest decisions, Adam, tonight will be who will be the player of the game.
Yeah,
a lot of outstanding candidates.
We've only got one trophy. We could probably break it into about 12 different people right now. But, yeah, a lot of options.
Spartans go to the air. Flag and pass interference. Let's see, you think?
I'm going to assume it is the way it came in. It had two Spartan receivers and also had two Cyclone defenders kind of all bunched up together right there.
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot results in a first down.
So that is a Hardee's first down. Feed your happy at Hardee's. Here's the replay.
Kind of laid it up there. I think he's calling number 19 there. Seamus O'Brien had his hand high up on the jersey of the Spartan receiver right there, and I'm guessing that's where the flag came in.
First and 10 for the Spartans. Hood throws again. Look like it's picked up. It is picked off. And a flag on the play, but not until after the interception was made. Johnny Ramage, number 20, 5'10", 175-pound junior, gets in on the INT.
You're going to get a penalty here after the interception. It's going to bring it back
after
15
the
yards.
interception, personal foul, blindside block on White. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So by the time this one gets sorted out, we're probably looking at one more play in this game.
Ramage with a great pick there.
So you can see it right here on
there.
Came right in late.
Great camera work once again.
That's just something they've got cleaned up here in the way football's played in 2022.
And let's see if the Cyclones will snap it, looks like. This will be the last play of the game. Yes, they take a knee. And time will run out on the Spartan season. Gave it a good effort tonight. Sacred Heart-Griffin moves to 9-0. They finished the regular season undefeated. And head coach Ken Leonard's last game, regular season game, as a football coach of SHG. And Cyclones finished, like I said, 9-0. They win the Central State A Conference outright. Southeast finishes 1-8. And the officials congratulating Ken Leonard and players line up. We're going to take a break. We've got some more coming up after the break. We'll have the player of the game. We're going to take a break right now. Back with more in just a minute from Ken Leonard Field. Friday Night Rivals, presented by HS St. John's Hospital. Cyclones have defeated the Southeast Spartans tonight, 56-12, and both teams still on the field, and a great way to end the season. Got to wonder the range of emotions SHG Ken Leonard, the head coach, must be going through right now.
Yeah, just an unbelievable night. A great job by the Cyclones to put this game away early and start looking forward to hopefully what will be a deep playoff run for them.
Certainly a lot of expectations, and we can see why. We saw it for ourselves, and so did the viewers. If you hadn't seen them before, what an impressive performance. We talked about it. They have speed. They're deep. Their offense is good. Their defense is good. Their special teams. Mason Grove, the kicker, he's outstanding, and the punter. And right now, we're going to show you some highlights. And this is, well, our player of the game. Orthopedic Center of Illinois player of the game is none other than the kicker / punter, Mason Grove. Leading scorer for the Cyclones this year. And look at him.
Just constantly put Southeast deep in their own end to start. Coach Leonard talked about it going into halftime, that he did a great job. First time in Friday Night Rivals history that we've given the player of the game to a kicker, but he's done a great job. He deserved it here tonight.
Congratulations. All right, Alessandra, take it away.
Well, Paul and Adam, you just talked about our player of the game. They don't know who it is. We have a ton of players that could be the player of the season for Sacred Heart-Griffin. But tonight, the player of the game is the kicker and punter, Mason Grove. Yeah. Well, guys, Mason Grove actually leads the team in scoring. Heading into week 9, he had 84 extra points. You would think a kid that can make it up to 50-yard field goals would have a college scholarship. No, he doesn't. He has no college scholarship. It's out of control. I can't believe it. I'm shocked by that. Mason, you obviously have made your argument that you should be a college kicker. Just what is it about your leg that you're just so good?
It's not really me. It's just my team. They always score, and they always help me up, and they're always encouraging me, and they're always telling me how to just make myself better. It's nothing I do. It's all my teammates cheering me up and helping me out.
Listen, I tweeted just before this during the game. He deserves a college scholarship. Coach Leonard, this is it. No more regular season games after 38 years at the head.
We want 5 more playoff games. Hey, regular season's over right here. These guys, look what they did, 9-0, conference championship, and I can't say enough about this group. And they, I think, if we keep our heads, do the right things, we got a great chance to be state champion, whatever class we're in.
Well, listen, tomorrow you're going to know your fate. You're either 3A or 4A. You're part of the 256 lucky teams. Now, heading into the playoffs, is there anything else that you can improve on?
There's a lot of things, but we'll start doing that next Monday. And but right now, we're going to enjoy this.
Well, there you go. And I'm going to ask some of your players, guys. You're part of the last Leonard Bowl or the last Leonard team here at SHG. What does it mean for you to be the final quarterback?
I think it means a lot. We have a great coach, Coach Leonard, since last year. As seniors, this is my last year, too, so I'm just trying to take it all in. It means a lot. I have a great team. They're always behind me, and I just love that.
Well, Keyshawn Singleton, you'll be continuing your career, obviously, at the Air Force Academy. But what has your high school career been like here as an SHG Cyclone?
It's been amazing. I mean, there's no other school in this city that's as good as SHG, academic-wise and football-wise. It's been a blessing my entire 4 years here playing under Coach Leonard, a great coaching staff, and great teammates as well that I've bonded with and became best friends with. So, I mean, I'm just blessed to be in this position, to be able to, hopefully continue on to little kids that want to come up and play SHG football as well.
And, Corey, we were talking about this earlier. Heading into this week, I was talking to Coach Leonard, and he said many of the position groups here on the team today would be ranked in his top 10 among all of the teams that he has coached, obviously you being one of them as a middle linebacker. What do you think that means to hear that from your coach?
That's, like I said, makes me speechless, but there has been a lot of excellent middle linebackers, and I'm a pleasure of hearing Coach Leonard say that. And also got some middle linebackers here that I think should also get that love too, especially our outsides. I mean, we got some dogs in the meat house, baby.
Yeah. There you go. You guys just heard they have 5 more games possibly in the playoffs. There is no team that has been able to stop the Sacred Heart-Griffin Cyclones in the regular season. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs. But they are the winners tonight, so with that, they will get the game trophy. Here you go, guys.
All right, and congratulations to Ken Leonard and the Sacred Heart-Griffin Cyclones. They pick up the SEPQ Friday Night Rivals Champion Trophy. Well-deserved, and congratulations again to the kicker, outstanding kicker punter, Mason Grove. He's the Orthopedic Center of Illinois Player of the Game, Adam.
I think he might be hiring Alessandra as his publicist to get into these ears of the college coaches, but he deserved it. He did a great job here tonight. Coach Leonard talked about how valuable of an asset he is for their football team.
Adam, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks to you. You did a great job. And Alessandra, everybody, this is it for SFU Friday Night Rivals, presented by HSHS St. John's Hospital. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, school hosts, and, of course, our viewers for making this season possible. Best of luck to all the teams in Central Illinois entering the playoffs next week. Congratulations to Ken Leonard on an outstanding career that's not done yet, just the regular season, and we appreciate it. Thanks to all the men and women who helped behind the scenes. Adam, it's been great, and that's it from Ken Leonard Field.
It's a pleasure to be in the booth every year with you, Paul. Thank you for everything you do for us on Friday night.
All right, and thanks to Alessandra again and the staff. Great job. Thank you, everybody, and good night from Ken Leonard Field in Springfield. So long.